Alright, the second problem that we have in homework 2 is the string manipulator, and we are supposed to write a program that creates a string variable that references a string object. Notice here the wording says that we are going to create a string variable, so we are creating a reference variable, and we know that because it's referencing an object. As you remember, string is not a primitive data type, and that's why whenever we create it, we are actually creating an object in the memory. Then this object is supposed to be holding the name of my or your favorite city, and then it's going to display the number of characters in the city name, the name of the city in all uppercase, lowercase, and the first character in the name of the city. So let's create a new class. Let's call it the string manipulator. Again, without that, be careful when you copy and paste from a PDF, sometimes it adds these characters. And of course, because this is the name of a class, we cannot have a space, so I remove that space. So if we open string manipulator, and here we can remove this again. Later on, we will need to start practicing actually to keep these comments, because it's very important, as we said, for you as programmer, for anybody who is working with you in programming this code, and it will make this more readable, your code more readable. So we're going to convert this into so public static void main, and here string and args, and then we're going to start doing this by creating our string. So here we're going to say string favorite city. Alright, and as I declare this variable, I can actually also assign this value to it, or the string, which, let's say, San Diego. Alright, so here this is my favorite city. Now remember that we said that string objects are very unique in the sense that you can actually create them using this shorthand. This is the only object in Java that can be done or can be instantiated this way. Regularly, for any other object, including the string objects, you can use or you have to use actually string favorite city is equal to new, the new keyword, from string initialized with the value San Diego and the semicolon. So these two sentences or statements are basically the same. Of course, you have to choose one of these. So we are going to stick, since we have an easy way to define strings, we are just going to do the easy way. Now the next thing is we would like to present the number of characters in the city name, the name of the city in all upper cases, and so on. Now to do this, we know that since a string is an object, it has its own methods, and one of these, or 4 of these methods that we learned, will do these tasks. So the first one, let's say system.out.println your city contains this number of letters or characters. Alright, there is no really specific format of how to print this, so we will just do it this way. Now what we want to do is to call the length of that string, right? Now to call this method, we are calling this method for that specific object. So we are calling the length method for the object favorite city or fav city. So that is one way, or the way to do this. Then we would like here to print here, so your city in all uppercase letters is, and we can print that here. We don't need to put anything here. And again, we are calling the method for that object, So fifth city, and here we know the name of that method, which is to uppercase. The same thing can be done for the lowercase. So here to lowercase. And the last thing is to print the first character, and we said there is a method for this. So here the first character in your city is, and this would be the, in this case, the char at. And in this case we need, this is one of the methods, so the length method, it doesn't really take any parameters or variables. It doesn't take anything, because when you run it, it just returns the length of the object or the string. The to uppercase is going to convert that. To lowercase is going to convert the string to all lowercase. Now, char at, you have to specify the index of that character that you would like to extract from the string. And that's why, since we want the first letter or the first character, in this case we will set it to 0, because if you remember, we said counting or the indexing starts from 0. So if I compile this, we will get the 9 characters: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's correct. Then this is San Diego in all uppercase, this is San Diego in all lowercase, and this is S. As we said in the lecture, this is useful. This is useful because if you are, for example, making an application that takes an email from the user, some people write the emails or forget about the caps lock and they write the email all uppercase. So if you're going to look up these credentials, it would be very useful if you are able to convert any string into an all lowercase, so this way you have a consistent search in your database, for example, or something. So in this case, these methods are very, very useful. Of course, here in this example, it's very basic. It doesn't really show any practical use, but as we said, these methods can be very helpful whenever you need that. We have seen this whenever we created the username from the first and last name of a user. So you could extract certain characters and put them all together into a username, as we practiced before. So that concludes this question. Please let me know if you have any questions or any comments, and next video will be on homework 3.